Hello, you guys. Welcome to my channel, All Things Leticia, where I discuss a lot about what's going on in the political world, but also topics that pertain to everyday life in general. If you are subscribed to my channel, thank you so much for your support. As always, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to give your girl a thumbs up if you see a video that you like. Leave your comments down below because I want to get your thoughts on what I'm discussing. Share the video. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. You can do all those things and don't forget to subscribe. So I'm a little behind on this, you guys. This just happened about 2 weeks ago. The New York Attorney General, Leticia James, who ran on going after President Trump during his first term, has just been criminally referred to the Department of Justice for insurance fraud. Now, a few months ago, she was criminally referred or indicted, one or the other, for mortgage fraud. And, you know, many people said, oh, she'll get off because, you know, the left is a cabal of crooks that have hamstringed the justice system. That's why not a single one of them have been indicted and sent to jail, although there has been many people showing evidence on crimes, whether it's fraud, abuse of power, whatever it is. These people keep managing to escape justice because they have bought and paid for judges and attorney generals on their side, in my opinion. But let's look at a little bit of this, you guys.
Has confirmed they received that referral. We did reach out to Leticia James in our office for comment. We have yet to hear back. Here with all the details. He is the founder, editor-in-chief, chief investigative reporter, justthenews.com. John Solomon is here with the very latest. This is a blockbuster based on what I've seen with these documents.
Yeah, the documents are very clear. The evidence is very strong. Some of it is court records. So Bill Pulte did his homework. New York's top cop is in a world of trouble. This is a very serious legal referral. If you remember last year, there was a referral made for mortgage fraud. It led to an indictment, but then the indictment got thrown out by a judge on the grounds that the U.S. attorney wasn't lawfully appointed there. That will not be the case where these two referrals are being sent. They're being sent to Chicago, where Allstate Insurance is located, in Florida, where a second insurance company where Leticia James took out her homeowner's insurance was based. Both have sitting U.S. attorneys. Both have juries with a long history of sending politicians to prison when they believe they've engaged in corrupt acts. And both are getting referrals that have very specific information. That Leticia James filled out insurance applications for her home in Virginia, claiming that it would not be occupied for 5 months of a year. That probably got her a better rate. In fact, the house was occupied around a year by a family member. And so the evidence is strong.
Yep, the evidence is strong, but we'll see what happens, you guys, because, I mean, many people are growing tired and frustrated with all of this corruption being uncovered and not a single person brought to justice or held accountable for it. Let's move on, you guys. I wanted to go here. This was after, you know, she was indicted for mortgage fraud when she came out of court. And she had these words to say. Interesting how she was indicted for a similar thing to what she went after Trump for, was trying to seize the Trump Tower. Okay, put a what, $350 million fine on him? And people still believe that they were legitimately practicing law, that this wasn't political prosecution.
This justice system, which has been used as a tool of revenge
By you.
and a weapon against those individuals who simply did their job and who stood up for the rule of law.
I wonder how much they paid those people to cheer.
And a justice system which unfortunately is nothing being used as a vehicle of retribution.
You was the driver.
But my faith is strong.
And who? Lucifer?
And my faith is, I have this belief in the justice system, in the rule of law, and I have a belief.
A judge? You got a judge?
And all of its individuals who have stood with me, not only in New York,
You Besides, did you catch that? It seemed like she said she had a judge, but she caught herself. Like, I got a judge that's gonna get me off, but then she caught herself. Let's take that back a little bit.
System in the rule of law, and I have a belief in America and all of its individuals who have stood with me, not only in New York, but all across this nation. I've heard from just about every jurisdiction in this nation who have said, stand up and be tall. And never ever cow down or back down or break or bend.
I can tell you that.
So there's no fear today. No fear.
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 No fear. Keep saying it and you may believe it.
Justice will rain down like water and righteousness like a mighty stream. Preach. And I'm here to say that my work and my job and all that I do, all throughout my public career, I've stood up for the rights of New Yorkers and Americans, and I will not be deterred.
Deterred.
And I will not be deterred. I will not be distracted. I will do my job each and every day, and that's why I'm headed back to New York, because there's work to be done. Standing up for the rule of law. God bless you and thank you all, and I appreciate you.
Appreciate you, and I hope you got your checks for cheering. Ain't nowhere in the world nobody's cheering for this corrupt broad who ran on going after president. This is so blatantly disrespectful to the American people and the judicial system, although they've lost a lot of credibility. That a person can be seen on videotape several times saying how they're going to go after a president before she was even put in the position. So you know someone put her in the position. A black, fat, cockeyed woman going after a white man in this country. Give me a break. And nobody was behind her. Here's a little bit more of what Leticia James, Big T, aka Big Tish James, had to say. You know, justice is supposed to be blind, but apparently, in her case, it's cockeyed.
Can come for me, but you gotta go through Brooklyn.
Ew.
They want to exert power over New York. They've got to respect us as a sovereign state, and they've got to recognize as the Attorney General of this great state, I've got a job and a duty to protect all of you. Let us take a stand against lawlessness and corruption and hatred and racism and greed and economic injustice that we are experiencing during these dark days as a result of this authoritarian government.
Okay, so she calls Trump an authoritarian government, you know, his administration. I don't know one policy that President Trump signed that was authoritarian or considered to be. But I do recall Obama signing into law or mandating that we get insurance or else we would be penalized. And I do recall the former corrupt now president's auto pen mandating that we be vaccinated. A new vaccine, mind you, that we get the new vaccine or we would risk losing our job. I think that's more authoritative than anything President Trump has done.
Let us stand today for the trans community and the gay community that's being scapegoated.
Being scapegoated? If anything, they are not being scapegoated. The community that's being scapegoated right now is the community of heterosexuals.
By a cruel and mean-spirited government. As people of good conscience who care about one another, let us summon our better angels. And let us not allow them to crush our spirits or crush our souls.
It'll take a lot of pressure.
Let us stand together united, arm in arm, shoulder to shoulder with no space between us. Let us march, let us use our voices, and let us not be afraid, but be fearless. With courage in your spine, with your backbone straight, and let them know that this is our country, and I'll be damned if you ruin it. I'll be damned if you destroy it.
We let y'all know that November the 5th, 2024, we told you this was our country, and President Trump won in a landslide. Even after all of your tactics, he still became a two-term president. Bought and paid for, fool.
I'll be damned if you separate it. I will use the law both as a sword and as a shield. We're in this together.
As a fork and as a knife is what she meant.
Until victory is won. And you can come.
Guys, pray for me, you guys. I'm trying. But this stuff is just so blatantly hypocritical, blatantly disrespectful, blatantly criminal. It's like these people have no fear because it's like a cabal of crooks that have infiltrated the justice system, the FBI, infiltrated corporations, infiltrated the media, infiltrated Hollywood, infiltrated the music industry, infiltrated all parts of society. And that's why they can so boldly come out and speak like this, and then turn around and claim that to have or be a part of a No Kings protest. Let's hear a little bit more of what this bat had to say.
I'm ready. I've been trained
eat.
by the best. I went
God
to Howard
forgive me.
University
Forgive me, God. Sorry.
that overturned legal segregation in this country. I've been taught in those classrooms where Thurgood Marshall once taught. I'm not afraid of no president. Donald Trump, we're ready for you. We're coming for you. We're standing up for you. We're fighting
For
on.
him?
We're not going down silent. Victory, my friends, is clear. It's now. And I'm not waiting 4 years. I'm waiting 2.
Well, whatever the heck that was supposed to mean. A little bit more of this insanity, you guys.
Yeah, she made no secret of it. I mean, she was quite open about the fact that she was running for attorney general because she wanted to get Donald Trump. Listen.
I will never be afraid to challenge this illegitimate president when our fundamental rights are at stake. I
Illegitimate?
believe that the president of these United States can be indicted for criminal offenses.
We're gonna definitely sue. We're gonna be a real pain in the He's gonna know my name personally.
No one is above the law, including this illegitimate president. I look forward to going into the office of Attorney General every day, suing him, defending your rights, and then going home.
Damn crook. That's a shame, you guys. On videotape saying this. So this is how bold these demons and crooks are. That you can have tape and evidence on them and they still have not been held accountable. Not one single Democrat has been arrested. And I know that's why Trump got rid of Bundy. Because it's reported that she was receiving funds from the Democrat side. Bought and paid for. And I would also say that it's not even so much that these people are getting money too. But I would say a lot of them are being threatened as well. And all that a man have, he would give for his life. Even sometimes his integrity. Yeah. But it's funny how she kept using the word illegitimate. You know, illegitimate. He's an illegitimate president, but he received tens of millions of votes, but he's illegitimate. And it reminds me of what someone called, the same thing that someone else called him. The very person that lost to him his first term. None other than Hildebeest. Let's hear a little bit about what she said. And I believe that she was behind putting Leticia James up to this. Because you know after she lost to President Trump, she went on this campaign going on bought and paid for left-wing shows like The View. Whining and crying about how he's an illegitimate president. couldn't accept the fact that she lost, didn't even come out on election night and thank her supporters because she was so upset. Reportedly, she was in the back having a fit. She didn't come out until the next day looking miserable. This was not the results that we worked so hard for, that we expected. As if the American people wanted a corrupt, lying commander-in-chief in office.
So, just to go on that, let's talk about his mental state, okay? Because this guy is still obsessed with your emails. He talks about it constantly.
He's obsessed with her.
And with you. Yeah, he's obsessed with her.
Okay, hold
with
up.
you.
She's talking about Trump, okay? He's obsessed with her emails. First of all, that was one of the main reasons why she lost, because she deleted 33,000 emails after getting a subpoena, reportedly from the U.S. Congress. She deleted this, smashed phones with hammers, got rid of evidence. So apparently she was trying to hide something, and she was using a private server for classified information. But didn't they raid President Trump's home over some classified documents? And she was using reportedly a private server for classified information. And then they want to talk about his mental state when we had 4 years of a corrupt, senile, childlike president that had to be led off the stage. I saw Obama leading him off the stage when they tried to run him for the second term. He had to hold him by the hand and walk him off the stage. His wife had to help him, assist him off the stage after that horrible debate he had with Trump. Many people were calling it elder abuse to keep running this man the way that they were, because it was visibly obvious that it was something wrong with him, mentally and physically. But then they want to talk about Trump.
Also, they're chanting, lock her up. I mean, he has every criminal working for him, and they're worried about locking you up, okay? What do you make of that?
Well, I think three things. First, I do think that he knows that he's an illegitimate president. And because of that, he's very insecure about it. Look what he's trying to do now. I mean, part of the Ukraine scandal that is slowly coming to light is he's trying to figure out how to say, no, it wasn't the Russians, even though our intelligence community and everyone who's looked at this said, yeah, it was the Russians. He's trying to say, no, somehow it was, Obama, Hillary, whoever. So he's obsessed with the fact that he was helped a lot in unprecedented ways.
He was, by the American people.
Yeah, he can't handle. But the second thing is he accuses other people of doing what he does.
Yes.
Isn't that rich that she says that? When that's all the left does, accuse Trump and those on the right of doing exactly what they have been found to do. Leticia James going after him for fraud when reportedly she herself is guilty of fraud. Now she hasn't been found guilty yet in a court of law. Hopefully, if justice is truly blind, and you can't lie, you can't fake on documents, you guys. It's in black and white what she did as far as signing off on fraudulent documents. And when you sign important documents, it'll have in fine print, I hereby attest that this information that I'm signing is correct. You know what I'm saying? Is not faulty, whatever terminology they use for the most part, or else I will be subject to being prosecuted or fined. I mean, it's on every important piece of document, mortgage papers, whatever type of loans you may take out. And she's a lawyer. She knew that. But these people are bold because they got people that are crooks just like them that are in positions of the courts that can get them off. And how rich of this hag to try to claim that Trump was illegitimate when it was reportedly found, like I said 1,000 times, it was reported that she stole the nomination from Bernie Sanders. No one wanted her after what happened in Benghazi, where several of our service members were killed after sending her over 600 emails that she ignored. No one wanted this hag after hearing about allegedly 50-something people connected to them committed suicide in the most unusual ways, hanging themselves, shooting themselves in the back of the head. that had information on the Clinton crime family. Even President Trump is on record saying during one of their debates that everyone knows that her foundation was a criminal organization. So that lets you know, you guys, that these people are covered and protected. For that to be said publicly like that, she had never tried to sue or do anything. It's like, okay, and what can you do about it? Because we run this. Yeah, we're corrupt and we run it. What can you do about it? But she was talking about intelligence agents, Russia, whatever what she was saying. It's interesting that they never mentioned the 51 former intelligence agents that signed off on the former corrupt senile president's crackhead son's laptop being Russian disinformation. You remember during that time where they were claiming everything was Russian or Russia disinformation?
Silencing something that they knew to be correct under a lie, and 51 former intelligence agents signed off on this.
That's right.
It was like, how did they pull that off? Like, just pulling that off is really wild. And the fact that there was no outrage from the left.
Yeah.
That the left was like, it's fine because it's our side and Trump is evil and he's Hitler. We got to get rid of him. So let's just lie about this laptop.
And no consequences.
Nothing.
Right?
The same people that pushed it are still...
And by the way, they still all have security clearances, I believe, which is going to change when we win. But, I mean, also...
Like that confidence when we win, because they won.
This is where I always get pissed about the media conversation around what happened in 2020. Is what they'll do is they'll sort of find the craziest conspiracy theory about what happened in 2020. They'll debunk it and say, "Oh, look, this shows that nothing bad happened in 2020." There's a nonpartisan organization that actually looked at what would have happened to Americans' votes if they had just known the truth about the fact that Joe Biden fundamentally had traded his political influence for money. Like, that's what it was. It's an old-fashioned American corruption story. I will give you access to powerful people in exchange for money, right?
And that's what's so crazy about it, you guys. Right around the election of 2020, it was found, that laptop from hell, they call it, was found. Crackhead left his laptop in a store, and the owner found it and reportedly found out some damning information after he, I guess, looked through it. And then they put it in the media that this was Russian misinformation about his laptop, just like they did when they claimed that Trump colluded with Russia to win the 2016 election. So it's something that Russia has on them for them to always use Russia. But 51 intelligence agents signed off saying that this was misinformation, okay, and that it was Russian misinformation. So they all colluded to suppress this major story. A presidential candidate's son who was seen on a laptop smoking crack, having his prostitutes, selling out the office of the United States just because they didn't want Trump to get reelected. Probably felt like, Hunter probably would have gave them all up if Trump would have won in 2020. Who knows? But it's just interesting, you guys, the lies. And it brings me to this classic moment that I never get over in political debates.
Can fact check him in real time. Last time at the first debate, we had millions of people fact checking, so I expect we'll have millions more fact checking because it's just awfully good that someone with the temperament of Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Yeah, because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
You hear the audience?
We want to remind the audience to please not
shut up,
talk out loud. Please do not applaud. You're just wasting time.
And that's interesting. That's the way the debates went too, you guys. Pretty much, whenever Trump received an applause, they quieted the audience. But when Hillary received an applause, they allowed the audience to do it. And she still lost. Got the questions ahead of the debate and still lost. Stole the nomination reportedly from Bernie Sanders and still lost. A certified loser. A certified corrupt criminal loser. And it's interesting how these people still get, treated. These high-profile members of the Democrat Party still get treated, although so much has been found out about them. Like, in closing, this clip that I showed in another video I just did, just take a look at how Reverend Al Sharpton treated Joe Biden.
And Mrs. King said to me, you can't say things that hurt people. It hurts when you talk about boy. It means something different to us. It hurts when you call a racist like you normalize. That's not the Biden I got to know. Don't you understand?
It hurts when you talk about boy. It's not nice for you to say that, master. It's not nice. It's not the Biden I got to know. Although Biden is a known racist. But look at his approach with Biden on something that was so sensitive, that black men used to be called boys. It was a racial slur to call a black man a boy during slavery and after slavery. And he's just so nice when he's talking to Biden about, his use of that word. I wonder if Trump had said it, how he would have, come at him. Let's finish it out, though.
Well, I do fully understand. That's not what I said, though. They didn't print the whole deal. You know what I mean? The context of this was totally different. And by the way, the fact of the matter is, I ran against all those folks. I got on a Judiciary Committee to defeat the man who headed the committee. I'm the guy that extended the Voting Rights Act 25 years, not 5. We finally got to the point when I was a senior member of the Democratic on the Judiciary Committee to get 98 votes to extend the Voting Rights Act. Let me tell you something. You've got to deal with what's in front of you. And what was in front of you was a bunch of racists, and we had to defeat them. And as I said in that statement, that the fact of the matter is, the meanest man in the world I've ever dealt with in the United States Senate was a guy from Georgia named Herman Talmadge. And I included Jim Eastland. But this is, I do understand the consequence of the word boy. But it wasn't said in any of that context at all. But you understand, they would call you son. They would never call me son. They would never call me boy. But they call.
But sir, they call me boy, but they call you son. They would never call me son, master. Now this is what you call a token Negro for all y'all Negroes that like to come under my comment section.
They called Teddy Kennedy boy. That was the distinction. The reason he called me senator was to demean me more because son, because he said, I'm not even qualified to be in the Senate. I'm not old enough. I'm a kid. I'm a kid.
Wait, what? So he was saying that they called Kennedy boy, but they didn't call him boy. They called him son, which is supposedly more demeaning than boy.
And I'm gonna end it on that, you guys. I'm gonna end it on that. This is crazy. This is how these left-wing people, they do their little talking heads, and people still go for this party because Trump is bad. The media has put it up there, Trump is all bad. Focus on Trump, worship Trump. It's all about Trump. But don't address the decades of corruption that has to do with these politicians like Biden, Hillary Clinton. Decades of corruption. But it's all about get Trump. Thank God for allowing us an opportunity and a space and time to repent by giving us President Trump another term. We'll see what happens in the future, you guys. Until then, let me know what you think in the comment section, and I'll see you later.